Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, today, in case you can't tell by the title, I'm going to be busting Greenville myths. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright, so myth number one is, and I'm sorry about the birds in the background, those are peacocks that you're hearing right outside my window. But anyways, the very first myth is the heaviest cars always win drag races. So the way we're going to test this is I have a heavy truck here that we're going to run by itself. And in case you're wondering, this is the 2022 Falcon Advance Pro, the limited midnight HD DRW, which weighs about 7,500 pounds. So we're going to do that by itself, and then we'll see what the time is. And then over here we have the heaviest trailer, which is the boat, which weighs about 6,500 pounds. So we're gonna see if it's any different. And I'm gonna run the same both times. I'm gonna do it in sports mode, and we'll just see how it goes. So, yeah. Go ahead and solo start this. I would have done an RV, but what the heck happened to my truck? Right, so I'm missing both my back tires. It looks like they, doubled themselves. That is exactly what they... Oh, I see, because it's a DRW. What the heck happened? Greenville, fix your game, bro. Oh my. Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of this. Alright, let's try that again. That was interesting. I unironically might turn that into a short. There we go, that's better. So all I'm gonna do is keep it in sports mode, and I'm just gonna hold W, and I'm not gonna steer unless it looks like I'm gonna go into the wall. I don't expect a super fast time, but we will see. This truck is pretty fast for, you know, how heavy it is and everything. And we reach top speed 110 miles an hour, 15.966. So we're going to 15.9. Now let's see if it's any faster with the little thing over here, the trailer. If it lets me. If it doesn't let me, that is a real bummer. I should have tested this before, or just to see if it would let me. I did not. I literally just bought the truck and drove over here. But yeah. I really hope it lets me. If it doesn't, that's gonna suck. Solo start. Alright, yep, give me that. There we go. That was really weird. That's also probably gonna go in the short. And go. Honestly, low-key it feels slower with the trailer. I don't know if it is or not. I think it is, actually. Yes, it's almost a second slower. So that myth is completely busted, no questions asked. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so myth number 2 is that, hold on. Myth number 2 is more horsepower always means a faster car. So I have a 400 horsepower truck here, and then the exact same truck here, but this one has 280 horsepower. So, decent difference in horsepower. Except this has, yeah. So, we're gonna try this one first, and then the other one. And we're gonna see if they both have the same top speed, by the way. So, we're gonna do a test with this truck and a test with the next truck, just to see which one's faster. And I don't want to race anybody, so yeah. I'm just gonna hold W. I'm not gonna touch anything else unless I have to steer it away from the ball, of course. So yeah. Let us see which truck runs a faster time. This truck was 16.7, almost 16.698, and we have one more truck to do before moving on to the next myth. We gotta test this truck over here. I can go ahead and sell this one. I don't need it. So 16 point, like, you know what, I forgot. It was like 16, it was 16.7 almost. So, yeah. Now, I'm not racing these people. I'm gonna let them go. So yeah, we shall see. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Greenville, you might have to fix your stuff here. I mean, like, look at that poor guy, bro. He doesn't know what to do. He's stuck. He lost 2 of his wheels. Alright. I am going to do this. Solo start. Wait, what? I don't even know what that just said. Alright. So, time to beat is 16.698. 16.698. Again, same top speed, different horsepower. So, yeah. Let's see. 16, you know, it was slightly faster, and I didn't do anything else. So, we're gonna say partially correct, because it's not, like, noticeably faster, so it could just be, you know, a glitch in the game or something. So yeah, myth number 2 is partially correct. And, alright, on to the next myth. Alright, myth number 3. All-wheel drive cars are always faster off the line than rear-wheel drive cars. So, I have this car. It's a fictional M5. And, stock, it is rear-wheel drive. And then I'm going to all-wheel drive swap it after this. So let's see what it does. Rear wheel drive, and it says it's always faster off the line. So we're just gonna do the drag race, and in theory it should give me if this is true, they should give me different times. In theory, that is. So I'm just, like I've been doing, just gonna hold W. This isn't usually how I do races, but it's, you know, the fairs, because sometimes my thing is, I'm pretty sure that's my boat. By the way, from Myth 1, which doesn't really make sense. Alright, 13.866. Literally, where am I? Where? Aha. Okay. And now we are going to go to Tires Plus and swap it for all-wheel drive and see if there's a difference. Now, the way that I actually confirmed that this was a rear-wheel drive stock is I went and did some donuts. So, yeah, it's you can't really do donuts in an all-wheel drive car that well in this game, and this one did some pretty decent donuts. So let's jump in here, enter garage, see what we have here. Dynamics, all-wheel drive, buy. That's a lot of money, but that's fine. Alright, so in theory it should be faster. In theory. So let's go see. The previous time, the rear wheel drive time was 13.866. So let's see if this is any different. This thing does not turn for crap, by the way. Just thought y'all should know that. Alright. Solo start. Same thing, I'm just gonna hold W, see what happens. The plane in the background, which never actually land or leave the airport. Weren't they supposed to be remodeling the airport and giving it like an interior and stuff? I thought that was a thing. I don't know. Last time was 13.866. I'm doing the exact same thing here. And the time was slower. So we're going to say this myth is busted. On to the next one. Myth number 4 is the most expensive car is the fastest car. So, let's go in here and see if that's true. So, go ahead and get rid of these. We need price, high to low. Ignore these. Okay. The fastest or the most expensive car right here is the NVNA Sport Acera, I don't know, bro. Alright, this car, 322, but if you get this one, it is 322. That's actually the fastest car starting price, or sorry, the most expensive car starting price. This is actually 5 million and goes 347. This, in case y'all didn't know, is the fastest car in the game. And it's $5 million if you get, you know, the fastest version. Wait. Yeah, because it only goes 261 stock. And this is... yeah, that's definitely not true. But, long story short, it's not true. Well, it is, technically. Right? Yeah, we're gonna say it's true just because the fastest car in the game is technically this car with that trim, which is 5 million and goes 347 miles an hour. So, we're gonna say this myth is true. Let's move on to the last myth, the last and final myth of the video. Alright, the last and final myth is police vehicles are faster than civilian vehicles. So, instead of testing this at the drag strip, I figured we can just do a top speed test. And, you know, if acceleration is a big difference, then, you know, we'll count that as well. starting with this right here, and I have the same exact car. I have the 2023 Bovine Prancer Sheriff, and I just bought the first one, which happened to be Ghost. And the base version of the civilian 2023 Bovine Prancer. So, let's give it a go. So, why is it off? That's so weird. Anyways, alright, so, like, I literally got in the car, turned it on, and turned, this on. But, anyways, let's turn these off. It's kind of annoying. Alright, we're gonna rev it, and we're just gonna go. Actually pretty dang good off the line. See if we can reach the top speed. Give a little siren action. $170. And now I'll do the same thing with this one, the civilian one, on the way back. That was 170. This one is, well, let's see. So we're going to start it in here. Let's give it a go. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, there is a huge difference in acceleration. And I did not look at the top speed before I bought these, so like, honestly, I was expecting them to be the same. I mean, I was expecting the cop to be like a little better, but alright, yeah, it's not even close. 130 to 170, and acceleration's way better on the. This myth is true by a mile. This myth is completely true. So yeah, that's just insane how big of a difference there was. And by the way, they were the same price. I mean, like, look, I'm like, they were like right around the same price. I can't remember which one was cheaper, but one of them was like $200 more than the other one. Like, it was like, there was like not a difference at all. But anyways, yeah. Alright, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, that subscribe button, give that notification bell a little ding. And if you want to see more videos like this, yeah, let's get this video to 5 likes, and you know, I'll keep doing myth busting videos. Now, I do have more myths loaded up, but you know, it'll take forever if I do that. This video is already like 18 minutes long. So, I might make other parts, like, just because, but if you really like the myth busting videos, let's get this video to 5 likes. Anyways, peace out.